Alright, so hello everyone and welcome back to Hand of Fate 2. Last time we dealt with a couple of campaign levels and attempted to try and find the Goblin Companion quest. However, we were not really able to do that, but hopefully this time we might get lucky in an endless adventure. Oh yes, this was one of the free updates to Hand of Fate 2 to extend its lifespan. It's really fantastic. I've actually just taken a look at it and it has a huge amount of content. So let's have a look ourselves. And yeah, you may notice something a little bit different with the setup area here. Because obviously, usually when you're going to go into a campaign challenge or, you know, just some regular level, you're going to get to choose a number of cards, a number of supplies and equipment. But in Endless, all you do is you select a companion, and that's it. And then you have no idea what you're going to come up against when you enter the level. So, as you see here, we have Fame reducing over time. We have weapon damage and equipment defense degrading from use in combat. Pretty amazing. And then, while your max life is greater than 100, damage in combat may reduce your max life. So in other words, you're not going to get super tanky. Your weapons and armor, you're going to need to replace those. And everything is going to get kind of difficult. Anyway, let's. I'm going to use Hubie here. I just absolutely love this Goblin Companion. I think he's really cute, fantastic in combat. As you can see, Hubie takes no damage during combat, but does not attack either, which is a little bit unfortunate because that means I'm going to have to do all the damage myself, which is not great. But otherwise, we do have the opportunity to perhaps do his desired quest. So let's see what we can do there. Let's add him, and we'll continue onward.
The game we play is no longer bound by time. No, it stretches forth into eternity. Or at least, until your death. Now it begins. You'll find the rules have changed. You'll need to be prepared to face whatever fate presents you.
Adventure beckons. You set foot upon the open road and begin your journey into the unknown. Oh, yes, the ravages of time. As we saw at the beginning, this is exactly what is going to be afflicting us in our endless adventure here. Alright, so we have to go to the capital by the looks of things. Alright, let's take our first step. Oh, and we have an absolutely amazing card to start our journey here. The Old Maiden is amazing. And I've said that time and time again, it's really one of the best cards in my opinion because it is only a positive card, and we're going to ask for some supplies as we do need the food. Oh, there we go, and we're gaining 5 food. Very nice indeed. Okay, so let's continue. A thirst for adventure. You arrive at the capital on a fine sunny morning, milling among the crowd of citizens, beggars, traders, and cutthroats as the city stirs to life. You gain 10 endless points, because obviously endless mode is determined, well, shall we say your success is determined by how many endless points you're able to gain. You wander the streets and taverns in search of news or rumors of adventure and glory.
This card will determine the enemy you face at the conclusion of this section. Defeat them, and you will begin another, and so on, into infinity.
And as the dealer has just said, this is what is going to determine what we face at the end of our adventure here. So we will either face assassins at court or Den of Corruption. Personally, I feel like taking the Den of Corruption is the best, although it is going to give us relatively less endless points, but we are going to gain 6 food from that instead of fame. Personally, fame is not really a big deal to me because I think we're going to gain that over time anyway, and it does determine obviously what we are able to equip. So weapons and armor, we're going to be a little bit slower in being able to equip things, but we are never going to starve, or, well, we're going to take a little bit longer to starve. So I think we'll take the Den of Corruption, as I do prefer fighting corrupted enemies anyway. And it actually does tell you what's going on here as well. Yeah, I think that's perfectly fine. I don't mind that. With each passing day, word arrives in the capital of yet another village in the outer provinces falling to the plague. The victims linger before death, attacking all those not yet affected and spreading their affliction further. The Empire seeks warriors to help contain them, and you sign up. You are directed to the town of Narrowmoor, rumored to have been overrun recently.
Would you like to make your life more difficult? No doubt. Your history suggests this would not be the first time.
Oh, would I like to make my life more difficult? Probably not. The Dark Sanctum seems to be, oh my, have 4 curses. Oh, okay. Yes, what else do we have here? Plus 10 fame, minus 6 food. That is not particularly good. Pendulum Gambit. Roll 10 plus, 60% life. Okay, let's just actually take a look here and inspect these before we add them. At the end of the current adventure, face a challenging dice gambit. The dice target is only 10, which I think we will probably be able to do. And for success, restore 60% of your current life. For failure, gain 1 card. You also gain a little bit of extra score. So... You know, I think that's okay. I think that's fine, but what about this? Oh, face a challenging precision gambit. Oh, okay, so the precision gambits are actually not that difficult. It depends on the layout, obviously, but for the most part I've not really faced anything too difficult. But what about the Dark Sanctum? Have 4+ curses at the end of the current adventure to succeed. Wow, that's very, very tricky indeed. I think I'm just going to take the gambling tournament.
Corruption continues to taint our steps and delay our progress.
You agree to enter into a famous gambling tournament to be held on Midsummer's Eve at the Imperial Palace. You look over your supplies and maps in preparation. Consider your chosen adventure's traits when building your deck.
Select the cards you need to defeat the enemy ahead. The deeper you go, the more chances you will have to revisit your choices.
Alright, so, this is where we can actually add encounters. Okay, I actually thought we needed to do that beforehand, but apparently not. Okay, so we're going to choose 2 cards here, and I think I'm going to go for the... I think the duel, most likely. We'll go for the duel, and we'll go for the... well, the friendly innkeeper is really nice, so I'll take that.
And consider what must lie ahead.
And then what else? One Drunken Knight is actually really good because you can gain food and gold from that. I'm going to take that, I think. And what else shall we take? Maybe the... Ooh, the Watchtower is pretty nice for revealing the map, but we do potentially have to spend gold there. Fame and Shame, I've never done that before, so maybe Dark Alleys? Then we can choose some equipment here. I think we'll probably go for Healing Spirits. And we'll go for Warrior's Axe, because I'm not entirely sure if we'll get some good weapons. Okay, so there are actually a pair of good weapons here. I absolutely love the Brigand's Blades, but I don't think I can justify taking another weapon. So instead I'm going to take the Gambler's Jewel and the Pious Robes, because the Gambler's Jewel is going to give us +2 when doing dice gambits, as you can see there. So that's going to be really useful for the gambling tournament at the end.
The choices have been made, and now the adventure begins.
Yes, it does. And we have 13 food remaining. Okay, so I think... I guess I'll just go this way, but this is maybe a dead end. As you trundle along in your horse-drawn carriage, you catch a glimpse of some cheeky gnomes fleeing with your weapon. You chase them on foot until they dive into a burrow. You take a peek into their hidey hole and discover they have quite a cache of weapons in their lair. You reach your arm into the hole. Alright, so we have a chance of basically getting quite a bit here. "Don't hurt us!" they cry. They hand you back your stolen item. The little round door slams shut as you draw your weapon from their burrow. Alright, so we've gained a soldier's sword, which in all fairness, is not really the greatest thing ever, but it is much better than what we were using. As you can see, we were using a villager's axe, which was very rusty indeed, and yeah, definitely not something we want to use for the remainder of our journey, that's for sure. You sight the end of your quest. A plagued village already? Are you serious? Okay, yeah, we're not going to go there just yet. Or should we? Should we go there already? I don't know. Maybe it would be a better idea to take a look around first. Maybe at least to the end of this little area here. You pluck some juicy wild berries from a thorn-covered thicket. The realization they are poisonous arrives far too late. And there's 10 life lost. Well, that was nice, wasn't it? While browsing the market of a small town, you are interrupted by the arrival of a company of mounted soldiers led by a handsome man crowned with rubies, the Red King. "We bring warning of a terrible army headed this way," he shouts. "The vile Blue Kingdom, known perpetrators of barbaric acts to man and child, are invading your lands." A gasp goes up from the small crowd of townsfolk. "Take hope," the strange king continues. "For we of the noble Red Kingdom will not let you perish. We seek able-bodied warriors to join our cause and stand against the Blue Peril." He is interrupted by the sudden arrival of a second band of mounted soldiers, dressed in blue, at the opposite end of the market. This group is led by a thin, severe-looking woman, the Blue Queen. "Stand down, foolish old man," the Queen cries. "You shall not claim this fine village or any other while we draw breath." She addresses the peasants. "The Red Kingdom is as infamous for its ruthless tactics as it is for their insane customs. Join our crusade to end the Red Menace once and for all." The Red King, face screwed up with fury, grabs a tart from a shocked bystander and flings it at the Blue Queen. It splats a few strides short, and she makes a jeering noise. The townfolk stand quietly looking from one band of armed soldiers to the other. This is kind of amusing. Okay, well, considering the Red King threw the pie, I'm probably going to join the Blue Kingdom because the Blue Queen's done nothing wrong as far as I'm aware. Maybe we should ask why they're at war. The Red King shouts fiercely. "Everyone knows that the depraved citizens of the Blue Kingdom eat baked pastry with their breakfast." I don't think that's too bad. It doesn't seem like a cry of disgust erupts from the band of red soldiers. The blue soldiers stir angrily, and their queen spurs her horse into a trot. As everyone raised in a civilized society does, it is only the depraved subjects of the Red Kingdom who eat baked pastry with their supper. Even these simple farmers wouldn't stoop so low. The soldiers of both kingdoms draw their sabers and wave them fiercely in the air, threatening to charge each other, right through the gathered crowd. The town mayor, a thin rake of a man with graying hair, implores you to intervene. The townfolk stand frightened. "Let's join the Blue Kingdom." "Bless you, warrior, for choosing the side of justice and decency." It really doesn't matter because they seem to have some kind of weird thing going on with pastries here. Alright, so the first enemy to damage you, it's a blessing, which is nice. To damage you in each combat causes 30% less damage for the duration of that combat. Okay, I think that's fine. I mean, if it's a boss that hits us, then that's going to have a really, really big effect. But if it's just some kind of regular enemy, probably not. I wonder what the Red Kingdom would have given us. "Take heed, idiot," the Red King warns. "By allying yourself with the repugnant Blue Kingdom, you have made an enemy of the Red Kingdom, and of every just and righteous soul in the land." And the dealer has added an encounter card or cards to the deck. A red ambush. Taking your lead, the people of the village turn to the Blue Kingdom as they begin to hand out little blue ribbons. The Red King stamps his feet and storms out of the small village, presumably heading to the small fishing town you passed earlier that day. Alright, well, that was very interesting. I've never done that before, so that was very amusing.
To improve your standing, yet it will require you to take on additional hardship. Your choice to make. Think carefully.
You take refuge in a cave to avoid a sudden downpour. You begin to explore your surroundings to pass the time. What appears to be a small alcove turns out to be a tunnel burrowing deep into the mountain. After hours of winding paths and random junctions, you find yourself in a wide cavern lit by thin streams of sunlight penetrating from somewhere above. A creature stands motionless in the gloom, peering at you with interest. "Are you mortal?" it asks in a voice that seems more in your mind than not. It moves closer, but makes no threatening gesture. "The essence of death hangs on your every breath, yet your soul still lingers in its shell." It points a crooked finger at your chest. "Would you like me to set it free?" Chains hang from the creature's limbs. Each movement creates a tiny jingling noise. Suspended from each one is a dark glass container. "Ah, you notice the tools of my trade. I gather the sorrows of your kind. I tend to them until the gods see fit to release them once more. Would you like to see one?" Oh, okay, so this is where we can gain some curses if we so desire. Right. Well, we can inspect them. We don't have to technically choose right now, but maybe we do have to. Brute fight, chaos, brute, hard start, unhelpful companion. Unhelpful companion. No thank you. I would like to maybe do... What is chaos? Let's have a look. All combatants move faster and inflict more damage during combat. So that's all combatants. That is literally all combatants. Enemies inflict 40% extra damage in the next combat, then discard this card. I guess that's the reason why it's 30 endless points, and that's it. That's only enemies though. What about Nemesis? One random enemy in every combat inflicts double damage. First 3 hits received in combat. Okay, well, if we don't take any damage, then obviously that's pretty... yeah, I guess we'll just take this. Oh, do we want to take any more? I don't think I want to, actually. Maybe we could take this? Yeah, why not? The creature says, "Your soul yet shines brightly. My charges will be safe there." Oh, okay, well, thank you very much. Thanks for the curses. And I guess... Shall we advance to the next stage? I mean, it might very well be in our benefit to actually look around at the first level a little bit more, just to make sure that we're not missing anything amazing. While roaming the dark alleyways of the capital, you see a suspicious group traveling in your direction. Oh, okay. They are dragging a locked chest behind them, its contents unknown. In another direction, you spy an item glinting in the moonlight. Oh, the gambler's jewel. That's fantastic. However, you notice a number of shadowy forms lurking in the alley nearby. Which way will you go? Okay, so technically I'd usually go for the visible enemies with the locked chest because that makes much more sense. The suspiciously unguarded equipment, however, that might be more difficult. So we're going to do that because I really do want that gambler's jewel. You approach the item but soon run into trouble. You've been ambushed. Oh, by a couple of undead by the looks of things. A couple of skeletons. That shouldn't be too bad to deal with. Okay, so basically I just wanted to try and get that out the way because obviously the curse was still in effect, basically making it much harder for us to fight. And do bear in mind that every single combatant from now on, while we have that curse, is going to move faster and deal more damage, including us, of course. So that's obviously the reason why we were more easily able to dispatch them, I suppose. As you can see here, you pick up the equipment that drew you to this alleyway. Combat has damaged our equipment. We did gain 4 fame, however, which is going to make everything a little easier as we go on. Alright, so I'd actually like to take a look real quick and... aha, okay, so yes, as you can see here, Soldier's Sword, it used to do 15 damage, and now it is doing 14. Alright, so what is this? Adventurer's Garb, that's nothing to worry about there, and the wooden shield is also rusty, so nothing to worry about either. Okay, you pause to inspect the bodies of the vanquished. Ah, and we now have the Gambler's Jewel, so this should be a lot easier.
I hope you have learned to be their master.
You recover some valuables from your fallen opponents. Oh, 15 life, that's nice, that's going to heal me, and... oh, okay, that was basically it. I was actually hoping for something a little more there, maybe a little bit of food. While hunting for snow chestnuts in the bluffs of the north, you hear a groan from behind you. Oh, okay, apparently fighting once again, and this is exactly the reason why you have to be a little bit more on your toes during the endless adventure, because as time goes on, your weapon is going to become more and more and more useless, so you're going to need to find some kind of replacement relatively quickly. I actually have to say that I'm kind of enjoying having the Chaos Curse, because that seems to make all combats extremely quick, and I guess it's going to be quick either way, so if I do end up taking a huge amount of damage in very quick succession, I'm going to die very fast, but on the other hand, I'm also able to deal a lot of damage myself, which is kind of nice. Anyway, you loot what you can, trying to ignore the disquieting thought that the Blight has reached this far north. And we gain some equipment from that. Oh, that is amazing. That is actually really amazing. We're doing very well so far, and now I've just jinxed myself, haven't I? Yeah, that's probably going to happen. Oh well, never mind. Okay, so I should have, and I do, have enough fame to be able to equip this, and as you can see, the Don't Starve ability of these robes is the main reason why we want this. And also, of course, Corrupted are now inflicting 25% less damage, which is even better. But bear in mind that whenever I wear this armor in combat, the defense rating of it is going to go down every single time. And now we have the One Drunken Night. You feel cold stone against your cheek. Head pounding, you open your bleary eyes. The unmistakable scrape of metal wakes you fully from your slumber, and you slowly take stock of your surroundings. Alright, so we've got an old-fashioned obstacle course here, but we have the added benefit of having a couple of chests everywhere, and being able to obviously loot those and gain a good amount of gold, and hopefully some food along the way as well. I wasn't really planning on exploring the obstacle course any further than that, because in general, if I'm able to find the exit relatively quickly, I'm just going to take it, and 25 gold, easy gold right there. Oh, unfortunately combat has also damaged our equipment once again, so yeah, we are certainly going to need a new weapon pretty soon. You fumble in your haversack for something to eat. Happily, you find a half-eaten pasty and try to find your way out of the woods. Alright, well, we have 5 food remaining.
Stock of your resources. You must consider every decision ahead of you.
Yes, exactly, dealer. Thank you very much. And Hubie is sad that you have to stop to rest for the day. Well, technically we're not really. I mean, I'm just wanting to see what I can actually buy here. So, as you can see, I can buy some food. Maybe that would be an idea, but I'd actually like to see what equipment I can buy here. Oh, just the healing spirits. Right. That's a bit worrying. That's a bit worrying. If I can't find any other weapons, we might have some issues. While carousing at an Imperial tavern, you suggest that the Emperor's forehead is overly wide. The laughter is cut short by the sound of a tankard breaking on the floor. A familiar soldier approaches. He clutches his shiny new captain's helmet in one hand, knuckles white with outrage. "The Empire has no place for honorless sellswords," he says loudly, sizing you up with contempt. "Coin slaves like you are little more than undisciplined thugs. Nobody cares for your outrageous claims of heroism." I know of this mercenary. Yes, it's a different person speaking. A trader at the back of the tavern pipes up. "They say he defeated the magical shaman of a northerner tribe." "Irrelevant," the soldier says, turning back to you. "You think you know how to handle that thing, do you?" he continues, gesturing at your weapon. "I am Cassius, the finest swordsman in my company. Would you like to prove your mettle against a real warrior, or are goblins and the corrupted the limit of your talents?" Okay, we're going to accept this duel, because we have to. I mean, it's a matter of honor, isn't it? But unfortunately, the last time that I fought this guy, I had a much better weapon. I had a weapon that was capable of doing 26 damage per hit, and now I have one that's doing about 12, so we might have some issues. He's very drunk, but he is wearing armor that dulls standard attacks. And I don't have Hubie with me either, my goblin companion. Oh, there we go. We were finally able to break his armor. Ooh, that was something I was not expecting. Alright, so we were able to defeat Cassius, and we're now greeted by a friendly innkeeper. As night draws in, you return to the Rusty Razor. The proprietor greets you warmly. "What can I provide to the savior of the Rusty Razor?" "Heal, buy a meal, or rest?" "What do you require?" Well, I have 35 gold, which is capable of pretty nicely buying some food here, so yeah, look at that. 5 food for 16 gold, that's a pretty nice bargain. And I can actually spend that again. Do I want to do that though? Maybe, maybe not. Let's see if he... no, we can just buy some healing. Do I want to do that? Maybe, maybe no, maybe yes. Yeah, why not? Let's do it. Alright, ask about lodging? Yeah, no, I don't really think we need to do that. We can just camp if we need to do that, so it's all good. Alright, so we have some new supplies, which is nice. This is something I've never seen before. You set up camp one night beside an old, forgotten battlefield. It is a haunted place. Local legends say the field is strewn with the bones of 100 witches. Your supper is interrupted by the arrival of a strange horned creature. "Greetings, mortal. My time here is limited, but I wish to offer you my aid." The creature gives you a brief but entirely accurate summary of your adventures so far. "I like you, human," it says, peering at you intently with unblinking eyes. "I want you to succeed and fulfill your destiny." "Let's bargain. and we can either gain 40 gold and lose 20% fame, or gain 2 pieces of equipment and lend him all of your equipment. Right, I don't particularly want to do that. I am not part of the developer team, but I am streaming on their behalf. So, let's see. 40 gold, lose 20% fame? I think that's pretty good, actually. So I'm going to do that. I hope I've helped your quest in some small way, Kubarak comments. Now for your side of the bargain. Satisfied with his payment, Kubarak says, Farewell, hero. Perhaps one day our paths will cross again. You blink and the creature is gone. Alright, well, there you go. I think we've ended the first level with some pretty nice stuff. And yeah, okay, you know, we did enter the combat a little bit, maybe a little bit too much, and that has worn us down. And the Chaos Curse is really going to affect us. Anyway, you sight the end of your quest. Let's advance. The town of Narramore is too quiet as you approach. No smoke rises from the chimneys, no sounds of tools or animals or children playing breaks the silence. Only the moans of the corrupted can be heard as you enter the village. There is nothing left to do here but put the twisted creatures out of their misery. Whatever life this poor creature had before the infection is now forgotten. Use Bash to break the Terra's armor and defeat them with a finisher before it regenerates. That's pretty good. I think I like this. I like the design of this enemy quite a bit. Maybe if we can take it out quickly, we should have a decent enough time. But Hubie's taunt only lasts a certain period of time. There we go. The town mayor grimly thanks you for laying the poor souls to rest and bids you to leave, saying there is nothing else you can do here. Alright, so the trial has been completed. We gained 60 endless points from that and 6 food, so we're actually doing really well in terms of food now, and corrupted enemies are now stronger in combat. Alright. With your main quest complete, you turn your attention to other tasks. You arrive at the palace on Midsummer's Eve to take part in the gambling contest. Thankfully, we do have the Gambler's Jewel, so this is probably pretty easy. Yeah, actually easy. We would have been able to do it even without the duel, so that's pretty nice.
You are learning. Chance falls in your favor.
Lady Luck is with you this night, as you prove yourself to be master of the bones. You collect your winnings. Alright, so the trial's being completed and we gained 60 life, which is fantastic, because we were pretty damaged after all of those combat scenarios, and we also gained a couple of endless points.
Your first adventure is complete. From here, things will become more difficult.
You return to the capital in search of more adventure.
What adventure will fate hold for you?
Ah, here we go. So now we get to select our final encounter once again. We could be fighting Empire, or we could be fighting mages. I haven't seen mages in quite some time, but maybe that would be an idea. Although the missing shipment is going to give us plus 60% life, which is pretty interesting to me. Let's have a look. Maybe a against powerful Empire instead of powerful mage. For success, gain 15 gold. I think the healing is much more worth it, so we're probably going to do the missing shipment. A local tanner laments a missing shipment of furs from the frontier village of Swinholm. They've had problems out here before from both beast and bandit, but I'd hoped that the establishment of an imperial garrison nearby would have settled things down. The tanner marks the location of the village on your map. Please, if you can't find my furs, at least satisfy my curiosity. I must know what's happening out there in the wilds. Yeah, well, we'll try. We will try.
Trials before
Alright.
time has passed and things have become more difficult.
Yeah, this is interesting. Okay, so feed the beast. We can deliver 8 food. And we can gain 10 fame, but we can also lose 15 fame. I don't really want to deliver food to anyone, because personally I kind of like to have as much food as possible. Anyway, we can have 3 blessings here. We get a platinum encounter card if we are successful, but we also gain +1 curse if we are unsuccessful. And we can deliver 3 weapons to gain 75 gold. I don't think I'm going to be able to do any of these, actually. These are, of course, optional, so we don't necessarily have to. But anyway, let's start.
It is, of course, simplest to avoid the trials, yet you will find true greatness escapes you as long as you do.
That is very true, dealer, but I just don't have the ability to do either of those things. Perhaps. It really depends. Okay, so let's do the Goblin Retainer, I guess. I think that's kind of nice. And should we do the Trading House? Maybe the Trading House.
As you descend, your decisions here will become your lifeblood.
Right, so what do we have? We can get more equipment from Fallen Treasure here. I think that might make the most sense. So let's do that. That is a precision gambit, however, so it's probably going to be a bit difficult. We can get equipment from this as well, and that also requires a precision gambit. If we fail, we lose max life. Right. Let's go for the Soothsayer as well then, I guess. And now we can choose between other items. Food defense. Well, we already have some armor, but as I say, our equipment is going to degrade over time. I was actually hopeful for a weapon here, but hopefully the weapon will pop up in the next choice. Mask of Holy Fortunes. That's pretty nice, actually, in itself. I'm going to take that, I think. Oh, we can actually take 4 equipment. Oh, that's cool. Let's take the Cry of Victory as well, then. That's really nice. Oh, yes. Sacrificial Blade's going to take that immediately. Ring of Food. Oh, yeah. That's just a no-brainer choice, in my opinion.
Congratulations. You have not fallen at the first hurdle. Now your decisions become more pressing.
They surely do. They surely do. And we have 4 different ways to go, but I don't know which way to go, so I guess we'll just pick randomly.
Now is your chance. Resolve these as soon as you can.
Oh, apparently we've already found the exit to the next level. You come to a junction in the road. Your quarry yet eludes you, but perhaps there is wisdom in exploring these lands further. Yeah, I think we're gonna just linger in familiar territory for now. Now we have the general store. This is actually pretty nice, because I might be able to buy some weapons here. Yeah, I can buy sacrificial blades for 37 gold. I think that's a bit much. Ring of Food is, however, available, which is a very nice item to have. Mask of Holy Fortunes. When skeletons reanimate, they drain life from enemies around them. Now that's pretty nice if we're going to be fighting a whole bunch of skeletons. Maybe we want to go for that. It is only 18 gold, so I'm going to take it.
Help you on the road ahead.
And let's buy some more food here as well, actually. We have 25, so I think spending 10 of that to gain an additional 3 food is okay. And who knows, maybe we'll come across some other cards that will actually get us some pretty awesome stuff. Okay, so can I sell anything else here? Yeah, I can technically sell these things, but it's not really going to mean much. Suddenly, a tree falls across your path, blocking the way ahead. Weapons bristle from the trees around you, their wielders' faces obscured by the undergrowth. Give us all your gold, or die. And we can either give them all our gold, 15 of it, or we can attack the cowardly band for daring to threaten you. We're probably going to do that. Light weapons are recommended against thieves. Well, I only have one weapon as far as I'm aware. Alright, so we still have the chaos thing going on, so I should be able to eliminate these guys pretty quickly, hopefully. And there we have it, another combat has depleted our equipment once again. Oh yes, I am actually using a controller for this. You can use a keyboard and mouse, no problem at all, but I personally feel like with the combat in this game, I just prefer using a controller. But as I say, keyboard and mouse is perfectly usable, no problem. Anyway, with the cowards subdued, the thugs plead for their lives. "Please, for pity's sake, we only want to feed our families. What else would you have us do?" Yes, okay, so the following item no longer provides defense, the Mask of Holy Fortunes, but I wasn't really wearing it for the defense anyway. Alright, so demand they give you their spoils, let them go free, give them 10 gold, and let them go free? I think I'm gonna actually demand that they give their spoils to us, actually. I'm gonna be a little bit evil here, although we technically have defeated the bandits that were preying upon innocents, so let's do that. Reluctantly, the bandits hand over their spoils. Oh yeah, there we go. Give me those sacrificial blades. I'm not going to be able to equip them just yet because I only have 15 fame, but keeping them around is perfectly fine with me. Oh, and 10 food. Yeah, that was... Oh, 13 food total, actually. That was easily worth threatening them, actually. You see some treasure lying just inside the den of a family of claw trolls. Oh, it's a ring of food. Don't we already have the ring of food, actually? No, we don't. Ah. Alright. Well, this is a good opportunity to get it. You may try to retrieve it, but the claws of troll cubs are preternaturally sharp. You will have to be quick. Enter the cave and take the equipment, or leave it. I think we'll enter the cave. You retrieve the item, but the troll cubs are enraged at your intrusion to their cave. Alright, so here's the precision gambit.
The pendulum swings like a scythe, bearing hope or failure.
Oh, these ones, they really get me. You know what? I had a bad feeling about this as soon as I saw the 2 silver icons there, but it's okay.
Time for your skills to leave you.
It's alright. Losing 13 max life, that's okay. I don't mind too much about that, because we did gain the Ring of Food, and I think that's really important. And let us now journey onward. Stand and deliver! A voice yells out from somewhere above. Soldiers from the Red Kingdom appear on the rooftops, bows cocked and aimed at your heart. Each end of the narrow street is suddenly blocked off as carts are pushed into position and piles of crates come crashing down. "Aha!" one of the soldiers exclaims. "We've caught another of the mercenary dogs working for the despicable Blue Kingdom." "Don't worry, coin slave. You may return to your callous masters soon enough. All we require is your gold. I'm sure you've amassed enough of it for the Red Kingdom that you can spare today's ill-gotten gains. Drop your food and gold." No, no way. No thank you. I have 29 food right now. I'd very much like to keep it. So let's attempt to flee, I guess. Arrows rain down as you attempt to vault up and over the barricades blocking the alleyway. Oh, what are you? I don't know whether they're serious with this. Oh dear. This actually may look slower to you, but it is extremely fast for me. Oh dear. Okay. I guess we're just gonna have to try it. Oh, that was lucky. That was very, very lucky.
In good stead from here.
The soldiers of the Red Kingdom hurl such crude insults as would make a sailor blush, but they can do little as you leap clear over a cart and disappear into another ally before a single arrow finds its target. Yes, I was just like, what? That was just so fast. Wow, crazy. Some goblins. With a snap, you feel something being yanked off your person, and now that... just imagine this. You're a person, you know, getting stopped by the Red Kingdom and almost having all your livelihood stolen from you, and now some goblins appear out of nowhere. And they're giggling and pointing at us, apparently. With no time to check what was stolen, you rush after the thieving devils. Defeat the goblins before they blow their horn and escape. And the Thieves Guild is also protecting the goblins. Hubie and one of the goblins exchange a congenial wave. Yes, they obviously know each other. That's actually kind of one of the cute things about having Hubie, a goblin companion, along with you, because, you know, they have some really cool, unique interactions with some of the other goblins. Alright, so goblins escape. We're going to have to do this very quickly indeed. Okay, so where is the other goblin actually? Oh, there he is. I think he's running away with my sword. Is he? He's running away with my sacrificial blades. How dare you? Okay, we did some damage to him. I'm taking a little bit in here. I'm actually hopeful that I might be able to get Hubie to use his ability once again. There we go. There we go. Okay, so we've dealt with 2 of the goblins, so now all I need to worry about is obviously getting murdered by these thieves. You know, at one point in that combat, I really thought that I was gonna die. I really did, because we were taking a lot of damage, and I was attempting to roll, and it just didn't seem to be quick enough, fast enough, you know, effective enough, whatever. And I really thought that was it. Anyway, you take back your sacrificial blades from the unconscious goblin. As soon as you do, with a splutter, the goblin in question awakes and flips away from you. Giggling, it escapes into the forest. Alright, so our pious robes are no longer giving us any defense, but we don't really wear it for that reason. And otherwise, our sword has now once again depleted its damage. So, goblins are colluding with the Thieves Guild now. With the thugs defeated, you search their bodies for valuables. Please give me some health potions of some kind. Discard this card to gain 2 food. Okay, so now here's the cool thing about the Ring of Food. You can equip this, obviously I have it equipped, and then you can just trade any card that you gain for 2 food. So if I didn't want this, then I could discard it, gain 2 food. Really nice when you're really, really low on food or anything like that. Personally, I'm not going to do that right here, as I'd like to see what kind of equipment we're going to get. Ooh, healing spirits. also a warrior's axe. Both of these are going to be really useful. I think I'm probably going to take... I don't know. I'm going to take the warrior's axe, I think, even though this is a heavy weapon, and personally I'm not a big fan of heavy weapons. I'm actually pretty awful with them in comparison to using dual wield or light weapons. Personally, I love dual wield much more because it's just quicker, easier to control, but heavy weapons obviously have a lot more damage, and in endless mode, where you're losing damage after every combat scenario, it's a good idea to have a heavy weapon on you just in case. So I think I'm actually going to use this. And we are going to equip it actually as well. Oh, we also gain a little bit of food there. Okay, so that's great. So now what we can do is to gain some food back after some combat. We can just cook some food. And this is a great thing, a nice improvement over the previous Hand of Fate. Because in the original, you basically had no opportunity to do that. You could move between cards to consume food, but you had no way of just consuming food in a stationary manner. So this is obviously a lot better. Anyway, let's just start cooking here. And I'm going to get about to 52 or so. I think that's enough.
Once I viewed the role of fortune teller with contempt. Since my recovery, I have needed to pose as one at times in order to make a living. Now that I understand them far better, I loathe them even more.
You are about to embark on a quest for the mayor of a small town, when a young, strangely dressed woman shouts to you, "Beware, stranger, for I have seen your future, and danger awaits. For but a few coins," she continues while gripping your arm, "I can tell you of your coming misfortunes." Alright, so I personally don't see a problem with spending 4 gold to learn about our future. I think that might be kind of fun anyway, so let's do it. You hand over the coins and they vanish into the woman's robes. She focuses on you, thinking for a moment, and tells you the outcome of your quest. Oh, really? We're gaining some gold, apparently? Well, that's pretty nice. Oh, we're also losing some gold, and losing a little bit of food, and some life. But oh, that's not particularly good. Losing 25 gold, okay.
Fame alone has got you here. Let action carry you forward.
Alright, so I'm not going to be equipping the sacrificial blades. Personally, I'd love to, but for standard combat, I'm just going to use the warrior's axe for now, and if we come across any undead, such as skeletons, necromancers, etc., then I'll use the sacrificial blades, but otherwise, I'm just going to continue using the axe. As I said before, the degradation of the equipment is kind of a big deal to these dual wield weapons, because 9 going to 8 going to 7 damage, it's kind of a big deal. So we're not going to equip that right now. Now that you know your fate, what will you do? And we're going to go on the mayor's quest as planned, in my opinion. Suit yourself, the woman remarks, suddenly disinterested. She turns and enters the tavern to order her usual drink. The next day, you stride into the forest intent on hunting down the brigands that have been harrying the town. Your quest gets off to a good start. You find yourself in a game of dice with a pair of deserters from the Imperial Army. They play poorly and soon give up what little gold they have. Alright, so I'm not going to be discarding this, obviously. 15 gold is much more, in my opinion, than 2 food, especially considering we have 25 food. You spot some gold in a hole by the side of the road. There is no sign of who or what placed it there. Once again, going to be taking the gold. A peasant has heard of your quest and offers you payment to protect her family from the brigands. Alright, so we might actually discard this to gain 2 food, but as I said, I do have 25, so I don't really think it's necessary. A soft clink at your feet alerts you to a hole in your purse. Too late you realize that it likely leaked coins for much of your journey. And so we're going to lose 5 gold there. Obviously, we're not able to discard the bad cards. If that was the case, that would be a very powerful item. Otherwise, while pausing for lunch, you discover that some of your supplies have been consumed by rats. And that's obviously going to take 1 food. We already know that we're going to lose 25 gold as well, but we should come out ahead a little bit. you fall asleep by a large tree, and upon awakening you find yourself being consumed by it. You drag your feet out from under the roots and flee. Alright, so we did take a little bit of damage, but nothing to worry about. And, we're apparently in a game of dice once again. You are confronted by a feline creature whose fine boots distract you from the fact that he is robbing you at sword point. With a wave of his feathered hat, he departs with your coin, and so he's taken 25 gold from us, I'm sure. You discover that the brigands, having learned of your quest, left the valley to find easier pickings elsewhere. The mayor refuses to pay for your time. Well, that's actually not even a big deal, because the soothsayer already kind of told us what was going to happen, and all of it did happen, and we came out of it with 25 extra gold, because we had 11, so that's nice. Oh dear. Well, poisonous berries. While traversing a dangerous cliff face, you slip and lose your footing. Though relatively unharmed, the same cannot be said for the pack of traveller's rations that broke your fall. And we're losing a little bit of food here. Okay, so that's the end of our quest.
Taking orders from a goblin. You're lucky I came along, given you're the type to do whatever anyone asks of you.
The tower is in chaos. Alarm bells have the garrison soldiers in a panic. As you watch, a goblin with a hefty sack leaps from a window, dangling from a makeshift rope. He bounces painfully off the wall as he lowers himself to the ground. The castle doors fly open. Guards assemble, armed and angered. The goblin blows his horn, discharging little more than a feeble hiss. "I need a moment to recharge this. Help me and I'll split my takings." Before you can reply, he throws you an item from his sack. "Here's your retainer," he says. And we're getting 10 gold. Okay, sure. Oh, he catches sight of young Hubie, who is preoccupied picking flowers. "And here's yours, goblin son." He throws a similar item at Hubie, who merely gives it to you with a smile. Wow, 20 gold. Very nice. The guards rush forward. "Arrest them. They're with the goblin." Now the cool thing about this is that I do have the warrior's axe, and that's going to help me a huge amount against Empire soldiers. Yes, it's barely more than a woodchopper's tool. Yes, thanks for reminding me. Okay, so let's do as much damage as we can against these guys. I mean, bear in mind that we are in chaos mode as well, so we do have, wow, a huge amount of damage on our side. Well, that was much easier than I thought was going to be, but as I said, heavy weapons, they're really good against the Empire, and in general, actually, heavy weapons are not actually that bad. I may have made them out to be pretty bad because I don't particularly like them, but it's mainly just because against faster opponents like thieves and brigands and things, they're going to be, it's going to be kind of hard to hit them because they do dodge a lot. Anyway, hearing the shouts of additional guards, the goblin summons a portal and drags you in. The three of you fall through a seemingly endless tunnel of swirling stars.
Here we see yet another wheel, each different, yet each bearing their own similarities.
I was actually pretty lucky there, I think.
Wise decision.
Yeah, I actually thought that I was going to get like huge failure or that nemesis thing. Was that a blessing, by the way? I'm actually unsure whether that was a blessing or not. If it was, no, it seemed like it's a failure card of some kind. Oh well, never mind. Thankfully we did get the 25 gold. You see the goblin ahead. His sack tears open and his loot tumbles toward you. Alright, so yeah, I'm just gonna take this, thank you very much. After what seems a lifetime, the portal releases you somewhere in the depth of the forest. You eventually find a path and continue on your way. Your majestic disappearing act has become the talk of the town.
A reward well earned.
Oh, there we go. We actually gained the token for that. That's cool. Okay, so I'm going to go into trade and buy some food. Ah, there's only 2 remaining here. Okay, we're just going to buy this. And what other equipment can we buy? The Cry of Victory. 45 gold? No, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to finish trading here. I'm hopeful that we'll... Yes, there we go. That's exactly what I want to see. However, this is a bit worrying. I don't really want to trade food for equipment at the moment. I'd like to trade some equipment, maybe? Maybe we can trade our soldier's sword, perhaps? Because, as I say, the armor and... well, shall we say defense from the pieces of armor that we have right now, they're not really that important in comparison to the magical properties they give, but the damage that we have from the soldier's sword has deteriorated quite a bit. And even though it is still effective, relatively, it's okay, you know. It is something that maybe we could do to just gain a little bit of extra food, so I think we're going to do that. A band of northerners brought this meat from the carcass of some type of beast they hunt in the snowy northern mountains. Alright, so we're going to gain 5 food. Wow, that's amazing. Oh wow, 10 food. 10 food for the soldier's sword. That's really nice. So I'm going to just leave, and there you go, we're done there. And here's an Empire ambush. You follow a trail of silver coins into an alleyway, where you are accosted by a group of Empire soldiers. Aha! They shout in unison. Only a true criminal would steal silver coins from the street. If we take you in, the general is sure to forgive us. Forgive us about what? What did they do? What did they do to need forgiveness? Alright, let's do it. Gonna try and kill the musketmen first. Well, we did take a little bit of damage in that, and, well, because of the Chaos Curse, we are taking much more damage than we would usually, but obviously it is enabling me to maybe take less damage overall, because the fights are obviously a lot quicker. So we're probably going to have to consume some food before we move on, but I think we are going to get some healing if we're able to defeat whoever it may be at the end, and we're going to continue here. I'm not going to discard this for food. Ah, Cry of Victory, which is an artifact that improves you and your companion's damage by 200%, and also reduces your damage taken by 25%, and that is for 8 seconds in combat. So that's really nice, and I think we're probably going to take that, because Healing Spirits, basically what that does is that's an artifact that heals you for 10 HP, whether that be at a camp or in combat. So personally, I think I'm going to take the Cry of Victory. With the Chaos Curse that we currently have, having 200% extra damage on top of that, we're going to be able to burst down bosses really fast. So we're going to take that. And do bear in mind, it only has 3 uses as well. Ooh, nice. Okay, yes, I would very much like to take this health potion. And 10 life for 2 food. That's technically the same thing, actually, because when you're able to move around and everything, you gain 5 life per food. So it doesn't really matter either way, but I'm going to discard it and gain the 2 food. Alright, so I think we're done on this level, and that means that we're going to be heading into the Pyre and defeating Captain Fleming, or attempting to do so. As you approach the village palisades, your companion stops and sniffs the air. Is that smoke? You hurry through the gates. Inside is a grisly sight. The entire population of Swinholm has been massacred. Your arrival has interrupted a regiment of Imperial soldiers as they pull corpses from the nearby houses and drag them onto a mass funeral pyre. They go about their duty with grim determination. The commanding officer spots you through the haze, the pyre embers casting his face in an eerie light. How unfortunate. Had you arrived a day later, you'd have discovered an empty village, a mystery. Instead, your bodies will join the others. No one must ever know what happened here. No one. His men draw their weapons and charge. Alright, so it's Captain Fleming against us. I think the last time I dealt with Captain Fleming was when I actually had another companion or some other ally helping us, and she was extremely damaging. So I'm not entirely sure if we're going to do reasonably well here, but it is... we do have the Chaos. We do have the Chaos helping us, technically. Once a devoted soldier, now a free agent intent on getting what he wants out of life in any way possible. He does wear armor, of course, so we have to break that. Okay, so I'm going to use Hubie to taunt, and then I'm going to use the Chaos Horn, and I'm just going to try and kill as many of these guys as I can really quickly. Alright, so we've taken out all of them except one, which I can now eliminate. There we go. Well, it seems like an axe in the chest is certainly the best solution for people like him. And we have obviously liberated... I was going to say we're going to liberate the village, but it seems like that may be a bit too late, because obviously they're all dead, so that's kind of unfortunate. Oh well. The crows circle overhead. You scour the village for clues, but find no reason behind the terrible violence that befell this place. Piled up neatly by a warehouse door are the tanner's furs, ready for delivery. Her shipment will be delivered at last, but her curiosity will remain unsatisfied, and we have gained 52 life and a couple more endless points. But obviously, considering we did lose max life earlier, we only have 87 max life now, so that's a little tricky. But now the Empire are stronger in combat as well.
You have begun to appreciate the finer points of our game.
Yes, thank you, dealer. You return to the capital in search of more adventure. Alright, so we have a caravan guard. We are going to be fighting a huge ogre at the end of that. Or we are going to be fighting some unknown enemy. But we are going to gain plus 24 food if we are successful. Now bear in mind that the little chain links at the bottom there, that indicates the level of the opponent, I guess. This is interesting. I am actually very much drawn to the Dread Caverns at the moment, merely because it's going to give us 24 food, and I'm a sucker for resources in this game, because anytime you have a huge amount of gold or food or even fame, it's just so useful. So I think we're probably going to do that, and it's obviously going to be a greater challenge as well. Oh, expect to encounter their kind on your journey as well. Oh, okay. Well, I'm happy to do it. A traveler from a small town asks that you find a group of townsfolk who disappeared in a canyon not far from their village. They've gone off looking for the treasure of the Dread Caverns, the woman explains. Times are tough for us, but we're afraid that they might have gotten lost.
No good will come of this.
Alright, so we can deliver 15 gold, and we will gain 60% life if we are successful with the Troll Toll, and otherwise we get a Wheel Gambit, we gain any and we lose any. A Wheel Gambit is a bit too chancy for my liking. Otherwise we get a map reveal, Permanent Blessing, or minus 40 fame. I'd actually like to use this. A noble patron of the arts has commissioned an artist to create a map of the Empire. You agree to help him scout the valleys, forests, and fields as you complete your adventure.
Do not underthink your decisions.
Alright, so the Palace Armory might be pretty good because that will give us some equipment. I think that might be nice. And Empire Contacts, I've always found that that's a bit weird, that encounter card, because it always kind of lets me know that I can only pick from one thing. From one faction, should I say, because the corrupted are obviously present. Maybe they're going to be present in this. So let's take the Empire Contacts. And I suppose we'll take the Cartographer. I think the Cartographer is probably going to be pretty nice synergy with one of our optional modifier cards. And what else do we... Oh, gaining max life would be really nice. It's dice as well. And we can trade blessings. I think we'll do Winter Solstice. And friendly Inki... Oh, I meant to do the Cartographer. I didn't press the button for it. Well, never mind. It's okay. What about a Bridge Skirmish? Market Thief? Let's go for the Bridge Skirmish and the Market Thief. Alright, we'll take the... Ooh... What is the difference between... Wait a minute. What is the difference between this and that? Require less damage to cause knockdown to corrupted enemies. Weapon deals less damage the higher the wielder's fame is. Oh, wow, okay. I guess I'll just take the... I was going to say the billy clubs, but then I remembered our equipment degrades over time, so maybe not. But I kind of want to. I'll take the Humble Hammer, even though I'm not a big fan of heavy weapons. Winter's Bane might be pretty good too. Traitor's Urge is actually a really fun bomb artifact, and we do have Hubie, so he could potentially recharge our bomb artifacts. Now what this does is it basically confuses all enemies in the area of the explosion and causes them to fight each other, which is really great. So I'm probably going to be taking that. What does the Extinguisher do? Fire resistance. And this gives me Blessed Life. Gain plus 10 max life while you have more blessings than curses. Oh, I can't guarantee that. So I guess I'll just take the Traitor's Urge. And Holy Purification. That's a fantastic bomb artifact. It's really good against undead. Can kill them very, very quickly. And I'll take... Berserker's Creed might actually be really good for us, because the Pious Robes, while they are fantastic for when you have very little food,
a third adventure,
it's not really helping me when I have 31 food right now.
That these challenges will stretch until time itself ends.
You visit your contact in the Imperial Armory. You must be planning for trouble if you've come to me for help, he says with a knowing grin. Tell me, who are you hunting? I'll see what I can find in the vault of contraband items. Alright, so Northerners is my only option here. You tell him you are hunting Northerners. They're a problem to be sure, but they are hardly the biggest issue in these parts. Oh, Winter's Bane. I could get in a lot of trouble if anyone finds out I took it from the vault. I'll have it sent to you when I can. Offer to purchase the item. Lose 20 gold. I have 76. Why not? He looks dubious for a moment before accepting the gold and handing over the item. If anyone asks, you were never here, he says, then quickly hides the gold out of sight. Alright, so we gained a pretty fantastic weapon. I actually like this a lot. It has the wonderful ability to have knockdown, basically, to Northerners. Right. Do I want to use it? Do I want to use it instead of my heavy weapon at the moment? Actually, I'm not going to equip it just yet, but I will be equipping it if we encounter some Northerners, of course. He pauses. Northerners, you say? You know there are bigger problems in these parts. Equipment traits do not match the current adventure or trial objectives. Ah, okay.
The rich and powerful are given opportunities the poor and helpless never see.
The palace armory is holding a special promotion for the nobility. The guards bow to you as you enter. Welcome. You'll be pleased with what we have in store for you today. The storeman presents you with a trunk filled with equipment. A fee of 10 gold will allow you to enter our promotion. You reach into the trunk and take a piece. Ah, there we go. Berserker's Creed. That's exactly what I wanted to get, so that's great. How much is that one worth, Brian? The storeman asks his assistant. Its value is 24 gold, says Brian. Turning to you, the storeman explains, you may continue to draw, but if your next item is of lower value than the previous one, you leave with nothing. Or you can walk away at any time with what you've got. The choice is yours. I'm actually going to leave with my equipment. I'm perfectly happy paying 10 gold for Berserker's Creed. Perhaps we shall be less risk-averse next time, Brian remarks dryly as you leave with your item. Alright, so this is pretty fantastic, as you can see here. Deal more damage, the more life you lose in combat. So this is kind of a safety measure, shall we say. So if I do end up taking a huge amount of damage, then this is going to help me to finish off whatever opponent I'm fighting. So I'm going to be equipping that right now. Oh, the treacherous wilds once again, oh dear. Ah, yes. You pluck some juicy wild berries and discover that they are poisonous far too late. 5 max life. Alright, let's journey onward to the next level.
Man-eating plants. I can't say I blame them.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, dealer. High on a misty mountaintop, you discover a vicious-looking plant. Its gaping mouth looks more than capable of shredding you to pieces, but at its base, you notice some unusual fruit. If you throw something, you may be able to distract the savage mouth, thus allowing you to steal some fruit. Alright, so technically, this is basically just to get some food. I have 26 right now. I don't know whether... Should I try, actually, to see? I could throw... Well, I don't really want to throw anything. I guess I could throw the sacrificial blades, as mentioned previously. I'm not entirely sure how effective dual-wield weapons are really going to be in Endless Mode, unless you are very, very specific with how you use them. So maybe we want to use the sacrificial blades. This might actually kill it. I don't exactly know how we're going to throw our equipment at the plant, it being a couple of swords, and not slash it to pieces, but we'll see. You launch your sacrificial blades at the creature. With a snap of its jaws, the item disappears. You pluck one of the fruits while it is distracted. The fruit is especially delicious, leaving you feeling refreshed and vigorous. Oh, we gained 5 max life. Well, I guess I'm going to take that. 5 max life is pretty good. Oh, 10 max life. Oh, yes, please give me more of these. I would like more. Do I get some more? No, I don't get any more. Okay, well, that's fine. We're back up to 97. The creature curls up to protect the remaining fruit as you leave the area. Oh, well, that was actually kind of successful. Semi-successful, I guess, because on the one hand we did lose some pretty useful items, but we did gain our life back, which is very important.
You should be more careful, given the price on your head.
A pair of shady characters emerge from the shadows to block your path. The Empire is offering a pretty price for your head, adventurer, if I could speak right. One of the men remarks while casually inspecting his blade. Nothing personal, the other adds as they advance towards you. Okay, so thieves evade heavy weapons. So this is exactly where some light weaponry would be very good, but I'm going to change to my... Oh, I actually have a whole bunch of blades here. Oh, this is pretty nice. Obviously, most of these are rusty, so they're going to be pretty awful in terms of damage, but I'm going to take Winter's Bane for this. And we'll see how we do. Winter's Bane looks really fancy. Well, you know, with evading like that, I personally feel like I probably could have just equipped any weapon and then been absolutely fine, but I kind of didn't know exactly what was going to happen there, because these gangs of thieves, they can be very tricky sometimes, as we've seen. Anyway, you can't avoid your fate forever, one man gasps as he falls. You spend a little time searching the fallen before leaving discreetly. Oh, there we go. Gaining 5 food. Very nice. Okay, so that was actually pretty good going that way first.
A bridge is more than a mere structure. It binds two worlds together, creating something new upon its back.
As you approach a bridge high in the mountains, you see that it is already occupied. Oh dear. From your viewing angle, you notice that the bridge structure has been damaged. With luck, you may be able to knock out one of the supports with a thrown object, causing the bridge to collapse. Will you risk throwing one of your belongings at the bridge, or charge headlong into battle? Personally, I don't really mind, to be honest. I mean, I would like to be able to fight these guys, but as I said, I'm now kind of sad that I got rid of my sacrificial blades, because it would have been really good against these guys. Maybe I just want to use the warrior's axe. Maybe. Let's just use the warrior's axe. I think it's going to kill them pretty quickly. You draw your weapon and boldly advance. Yeah, I mean, with Hubie, we should be absolutely fine. And I'm betting everyone's like, who's Hubie? It's the Goblin Companion. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing companion. Really, really like him a lot. He's just really useful. And that's a big enemy. That's a big enemy. Alright, let's see what we can do here. And, yeah, seems like the two-handed axe was definitely a good choice. Being able to kill these skeletons in 2 hits is really nice. And we're going to be searching the Fallen once again. I don't know how much skeletons are actually going to have on them. Some equipment by the looks of things. Okay, let's see what it actually is. Holy Purification. Well, this is kind of ironic that they would have something like this on them, because, as you can see, throw a bomb that causes 80 damage to undead enemies. It's an absolutely amazing artifact to have. We're not going to equip it just yet, but if we do encounter some more undead, then we're definitely going to use it. And 25 life. I don't even need 25 life, so I'm probably going to trade it for some food. Alright, final card it is. Go to the next level. There we go. Okay, so we can buy food. I think I'm probably going to buy food. We have quite a lot of gold right now. Let's just spend 5 food. Actually, spend 5 food. Spend 16 gold for 5 food, thank you. And that's going to be it, I think. More goblins. Okay, so we got some more goblins here, but that shouldn't be too bad. There's thieves. Hopefully I'll be able to change my... Okay, no, apparently not. I won't be able to change my weapons, so I'm going to have to deal with thieves with a two-handed weapon. That might be kind of tricky. or perhaps not. It seems like the Chaos Curse is really making a huge difference to how effective the two-handed weapons can actually be, because usually when you don't have the Chaos Curse, the heavy weapons, while they are still able to do a massive amount of damage, they're not able to do this much, and able to kill things in maybe 3 or 4 hits, and in the case of skeletons, 2 hits. So it's very, very important to have the Chaos Curse with this, I guess. Anyway, there you go. We were able to take back... we apparently lost 4 gold. Oh, that's kind of weird. I guess I didn't... yes. Apparently I did not pick up all the gold that dropped while I was in combat there. Oh, this is nice, though. This is very nice. Okay, yes, we're going to take this 15 max life. Thank you very much. And 20 life as well. Yeah, I'm going to take that too. Oh, another 20 life? Wow. Huge amount of healing potions they had. Okay, I'm actually not going to be taking this one. I'm going to discard this for some food. Ah, wow. We've actually arrived at the Dread Caverns. I don't know whether we want to go in there right now, so we're going to head back and travel along here. On the longest night of winter, the townsfolk of Steagall set up around a huge bonfire to celebrate the victory of light over darkness. The one night the Empire turns a blind eye to the outlawed use of magic. You join a group of peasants close to the fire. Taking a sip, the woman beside you offers you a goblet. You politely accept the pungent potion and take a quick swig. Warmth rushes through your body and you fall into a deep hypnotic trance as you stare into the dancing flames. The townsfolk chant, calling on the mountain sprites, or spirits in this case. In a flurry of snow, spirits descend and join the festivity. A curious white owl perches next to you and speaks. I sense a magical air about you. If you feel particularly inclined, will you share your blessings in exchange for longevity? Alright, so we can trade 1 blessing for max life. I'm actually unsure which blessing I have on right now. What do I have? Huh. Can I actually tell? I think I can tell through here. Blue Alliance. Okay, so I gain blue strength. Oh, this is actually not even... This is not even that amazing. As you can see, the first enemy to damage you in each combat causes 30% less damage. I mean, yes, it's pretty nice for longevity, but maybe some max life would be a little better. I think I'm going to do it. The creature lets out an ear-piercing squawk. A tingling sensation flows through your body. Alright, 10 max life. I'll take it. You gaze into the flames as the festivities continue around you. You wake to find yourself in a stable nestled among a herd of cows. On your way out, you spot a few unconscious Empire guards huddled together outside the stable. Alright. Phew. Well, we were able to do that. That's pretty nice. It's been a while since, I've been able to actually complete that because I've never had a blessing. So, anyway, let's see if I should buy some equipment. Traitor's Urge, we already have one of those, I think. Don't we? Maybe. Let's buy some food, maybe. Do we? Nah, we've got 32 food. That's absolutely fine. We could sell some equipment, which, on the other hand, might be an idea. It's not really worth it. There are some swords that sell for about 50 gold, and as you can see here, this one, the most that I can get is 15. So, if only I had one of those. Oh, the market thief.
Good luck taking this token from me.
Yeah, the dealer knows. The dealer knows. In previous games of Hand of Fate 2 that I've played, I have always had trouble with the market thief, and the dealer knows this, and so he's taunting me about it, and that's great, isn't it? That's absolutely fantastic. Thanks a lot. Anyway, the market bazaar is a hive of activity. Traders from across the lands call out to passers-by to sell their wares. As the sun beats down on the crowded street, you pause briefly to draw water from a fountain. You feel something tug on the inside of your tunic. Turning quickly, you discover a pickpocket making off with some of your belongings. 20 gold. Yeah, that's pretty harsh. You jump to your feet and catch a glimpse of the thief as they weave through the crowd. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, so now, I don't know whether you noticed, but one of the failure cards was actually marked as red because of one of the items that we have. I think it is... Which one actually is it? Mask of Holy Fortunes. I think that's what it is, yes. So it will allow you to see one failure card, one failure card glowing red during the shuffle. So that's amazing. That was literally the only reason why I was able to do that. The thief is nimble, but you manage to gain on them as they negotiate the crowd. With the thief almost at arm's reach, they knock over a barrel of apples in an attempt to hinder you. Oh, yes, and we also have the gambler's ring, of course. Oh, that's not good. That is not good at all. Okay, I'm going to have to re-roll. Yeah, ooh, the gambler's jewel saved us. The gambler's jewel actually saved us right there. I actually thought that this would be pretty easy to get, but it's a little bit harder than it seems. You leap over the rolling apples and tackle the thief to the ground. The thief struggles to break free. If you let me keep these here items, and let me go, of course, I'll let you in on a secret. The thief bargains. Okay, so... a secret? I don't know. I think I'm going to accept that offer and see what he has to say. You gingerly release the thief. Do not worry about your stuff, the thief says as he dusts himself off. Think of it as an investment. My name is Merrick. Perhaps I could teach you a thing or two, and if you prove yourself... He pauses. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Meet me at noon in 2 days, at the Market Plaza. We can talk more then. And with that, Merrick disappears back into the crowd. And it seems as though that has given us the token, which I have been basically hunting for a huge amount of time. Every time the Market Thief came up, I'd always get a failure card or just a minimal success, and I would never be able to get that token. So thankfully I was able to this time. Oh, this is... wow. Okay, this is kind of grand, isn't it? While crossing the desert, the ground begins to tremble beneath your feet. A monstrous, scaled head slithers out from the sand, followed by a long, shimmering body, a serpent of terrible size. If you strain, you swear you can hear a faint melody being plucked out on a lute. The creature stretches languidly and encircles you. The legends of old spit on thee, the serpent drones, staring with 3 unblinking red eyes. Hardship is thy duty, and a poor soldier thou art. Oh. Well, let's hope it's as easy as the other one. No. I am gonna fail this, I feel. Oh, never mind. Okay, phew. Close one. The serpent blinks impassively, then with a hiss, it slides away, disappearing quickly into the sands. Oh, so apparently he was going to absolutely murder us if I didn't get a success card right there, because that was literally the best I could get, by the looks of things. Alright, so, seems like we are now going to enter the Dread Cavern. The canyon winds, or shall we say, the canyon winds carry the wailing from the Dread Caverns to you long before you see the grotto mouth. Cautiously, you step into the darkness and quickly discover what befell the missing townsfolk. A band of northerners occupies the cave, and they don't take kindly to visitors. "Silence the Imperial dog," one of them calls. You reach for your weapon and enter the fray. Alright, so we have a Frost Shaman to deal with here. And... which weapon am I actually taking in here? Because these are Northerners, so it would have been really nice for me to equip my Winter's Edge, or whatever it's called. That would have been amazing, but seems like I kind of neglected to do that, I guess. Alright. The current occupants of the Dread Caverns have no interest in allowing you to leave. The shaman casts spells that he or her allies attack her quickly to interrupt it. Alright. seems like I've killed one of the shaman, but the other one is healing everyone. I'm always getting hit by this. I think that's it. I think I actually made it. Wow, that was pretty crazy. Okay, I had to concentrate quite a bit there. That was kind of amazing, living with that small amount of HP. And, wow. Okay, you recover what you can from the remains of the townsfolk and return to the village. Alright, so we gained 24 food from that. I was actually hoping that I might get a little bit of healing. The mayor grimly thanks you for laying the poor souls to rest and bids you to leave, adding that there is little else for you to do here. Northerners now stronger in combat. Great. The time has come for you and the map maker to part company. He pieces together all of the rough sketches he has taken during your time together. That will be satisfactory, he concludes after some time. Alright, so select the blessings to keep. Okay, so I have no idea which ones are doing what, so let's have a look. This adds +2 to each of your dice during the dice gambit. That's absolutely insane. The first hit in combat against thieves deals 50 bonus damage. Not so great, in my opinion. Enemies inflict 50% less damage to your companions. So now, if I didn't have Hubie, I'd probably be taking maybe Unwavering Ally, but Divine Providence is just way too good to pass up for dice gambits, so I'm going to take that. Bless you, warrior. My life's work will soon be complete, and we gain 220 endless points.
Let us delve deeper still into the secrets of this game. Now the challenge begins. Prepare yourself.
Ah, alright, so we can either face goblins at the end, or we can face undead. And I think I'd much prefer to face undead. One morning, as your spoon melts dramatically into your porridge, you get the sneaking suspicion someone is trying to kill you. You tip the tainted breakfast down a storm drain, where it starts to sizzle and smolder, and venture into the marketplace. Another contract on your life, hero, says the sausage monger, handing you his wares. It's all anyone's talking about. Rumour has it the assassin wants you to find their lair and make it a fair fight. Doesn't sound like assassinating to me, but what do I know? You swallow your breakfast and begin the hunt.
I doubt you have the courage to choose more at this point.
Oh wow, did you hear that? Did you hear that from the dealer? He's being very taunting, isn't he? He wants us to fail, and we're probably going to, because, you know, it's his game. Alright, so let's have a look. Chance cards, plus 30 gold. What does that actually do? At the end of the current adventure, face a challenging chance cards gambit. Probably don't want to do that. We could do the map the Empire again. We gain 60 gold if we are successful. And a wheel gambit. I guess I'm going to take the map the Empire again and see if I can do that.
I see only death lurking in the cards.
Yes, okay, so there we go. We're going to map the Empire once again.
Now you have a lot to think about. Don't take too long about it.
And we can add more cards to the deck. So let's take some exploding doodads. And Fallen Treasure sounds good in my opinion. Tarts, Pies, and Exotic Lies, and I think we'll probably go for Fame and Shame, because I've never done that before.
Now you have a lot to think about. Don't take too long about it.
The Old Maiden is absolutely amazing, as I've always said. The Goblin Retainer is pretty good too, you can gain gold from that. And the Trading House is just fantastic in general, so I guess I'll just take the Trading House. Oh, Exquisite Blade. Now this is the one that is worth 50 gold. So if I were to find this, I could sell it for 50, and then I'd be able to buy something else, or buy food, or whatever the case may be, so it's pretty good. What does the Extinguisher do? That's fire resistance. Stun defense. Tight pockets, that basically means I would assume that it's resistant to goblin steals. Yeah. That's pretty good. It's medium armor, gives you 10 defense. It's kind of nice. And Armor of Gluttony, I don't think I've ever used that before. Gain +3 defense if you have 20 plus food. Gain an extra +3 defense for each additional 5 food. Receive +1 food for every gained food or gained gold card you receive. Wow, that's pretty fantastic. We'll take that, and we'll take the Exquisite Blade, I guess. And what else do we have here? What does the Ruby Ring do? Ah, that gives us Blessed Life. Healing Spirits might be an idea, but I think I'll probably think about taking this. Well, we're not really going to be fighting Empire units that much, so I'll take the Valiant Aegis, I guess, and we'll take the Healing Spirits, because you never know when they may come in handy. We'll take the Merchant's Ring and the Sacrificial Blades. Might use them against the undead this time around. We have to defeat Morticia Splitmarrow.
Fourth adventure. Good.
Right, so I'm at 9 HP right now, so I'm definitely not going to take a step until I go into my camp and cook some food. Alright, so I think that's probably going to be enough. And I can also buy some more food if I want to, but I don't have that much money, so nothing really going to happen there. Me selling anything? Nope, not going to happen. Going to swap my Warrior's Axe for Winter's Bane, I guess. And then we're going to continue onward.
It was your actions that necessitated these additions to the game, you understand. I knew you were approaching and tailored things around your lust for fame.
You follow the sound of hammering into the town hall. Inside, a tiny man stands atop a stool, chipping away at a row of marble sculptures. Impressive, is it not? Sir Malafal of Kadir is a great patron of the arts. You could be too. Okay, so unfortunately I don't have enough gold to commission a marble sculpture. I think that would be pretty awesome, but I only have 6 gold, so I'm kind of a poor guy at the moment. Anyway, shall we commission a ceramic one? I guess. Oh dear. This is probably not going to work out too well. Oh wow, we were actually able to do it. Sometime later, you return to see the finished product. An exact replica of you stands in the town hall, among sculptures of nobles. I guarantee such a status symbol will earn you great admiration from the people of the Empire, says the sculptor. Well, if it was marble, it probably would have given me a lot more fame, but as I say, fame is not really that important right now. Anything above 20 is pretty good. Oh, the trading house once again. We have 1 remaining transaction, so technically I could trade equipment for food here. I don't see the necessity to do that. I can come back at any point, though, I think, maybe? Maybe not. Ah, there's where we can go to the next level, but we do have Map the Empire right now, so it's probably going to be not worth that. Alright, so we can technically take another curse here. This is going to be kind of interesting, because curses are always very intriguing. Platinum gain cards have no effect. Okay. Your companion will not aid you during gambits. Companion receive 50% more damage when hit during combat. That's not very good. The first 3 hits received in combat. No, not going to take that, thank you. All wheel gambits rotate in the reverse direction. Sure, I don't mind. I don't mind taking that. I'm terrible at those anyway, so it's absolutely fine if they reverse the direction. Winding trail once again, and there we go. Do they want my 1 gold? Yes, sure. Have my 1 gold. You open your money bag and present it to the thieves. That's not enough. How do you expect our families to eat tonight? You're holding out on us, the leader yells, right before they rush you.
Your artifact is empty now and will be of little use to you here.
Oh yeah, that is actually true. My victory horn is actually empty, so unfortunately I won't be able to use it, but that's okay. I don't really mind. Definitely took a lot more damage than I wanted there, but sometimes it's just unavoidable. Thieves, personally, I seem to take more damage from thieves than basically anything else. It's kind of a bit weird. Empire is also kind of a bit difficult for me, but well, never mind. Okay, I'm actually going to demand that they give us their spoils once again, because that was very good before. Oh, what's this? Acquire 50 gold on a single map to gain 50 max life. Then discard this card. Wow, that's pretty fantastic. If I can make that happen, it's going to be great. But if I can't, then it's not really a big deal, I guess. I'm going to continue with that. I like 15 life. Alright, that was pretty nice. Okay, so let's continue. Oh, there's a checkpoint. You reach an official checkpoint. A tithe to the Emperor must be paid by all who pass through. Claim you have nothing of value, try to sneak your way through, force your way through, pay 5% of your food. I guess I'll pay 5% of my food. You present your food to the guards and make your way through peacefully. Alright, so we just lost 2. It's not a big deal.
What has happened to the world beyond the reaches of the Empire? Even I am unsure.
A trader of uncertain origin entices you to exchange your equipment, or your soul, for the items rattling around in his trunk. Alright. Choose 1 item, lose 1 random equipment, or receive 2 random items, lose 1 random blessing. Okay, so let's have a look and actually see what kind of blessings I have right now, because Divine Providence is amazing. It's really good. And I don't know whether we're going to have any dice. That's the thing. I guess it's kind of worth it to receive 2 random items, right? So let's do it. You feel an inexplicable sense of loss. The feathered man nods in satisfaction and draws 2 items from his trunk. We got Sacrificial Blades. Pretty nice. Not bad. And Merchant's Ring. Reveal shop encounters at the start of each new map.
And take. With the current Empire, more take than give.
The citrus-scented man takes his trunk and clatters away, disappearing into the crowd. Well, I actually don't think that's too bad. I mean, I don't think I'm going to gain a huge amount of gold. So, not really a big deal. Ah, oh dear. The reds again, the red ambush. Ah, okay, well, this is going to be a bit of an issue. If I fail here, we might have some problems. Oh, they apparently left. Okay, well, that's fine with me then. And we now have goblins. Well, that's okay. Maybe I should... I was thinking of changing my weapons, but no, apparently not. Okay, well, Winter's Edge, Winter's Blade should be absolutely fine here. Alright, so we have quite a bit of time to deal with the thieves and the goblins. Well, that was actually easier than I thought. I mean, it seems like most of the encounters I'm just saying afterwards, oh, that was much easier than I thought, and I guess it's really just because of the Chaos Curse. If I hadn't gotten that Chaos Curse, I think I would probably already be dead, I think. Because if you don't have enough damage in these combats, then it's kind of difficult. Alright, so we did get the Warrior's Axe back. And we gain 2 fame, and that's basically it. We are also going to gain Gambler's Insurance. After losing 4 precision gambits with a failure or huge failure, draw 5 equipment cards. Wow. We're also gaining 20 life. Sure, I'll take 20 life. Alright, so we've uncovered everything here, and that means I can go to the next level. Journey forward. Ah, there's the merchant, thanks to our merchant's ring. Undead ambush. While hunting around the Church of Fires for free church chestnuts, you hear an ominous rattling behind you. Right, okay, so we still have the Winter's Blade. I might want to start equipping my sacrificial blades, because it seems like we've potentially entered undead territory here. That's a lot of enemies. I'm kind of worried about this now. And again, I forget that skeletons are actually really easy to kill, because I'm thinking of the undead here. I'm thinking of the corrupted instead of the skeletons. Alright. Oh, that's pretty fantastic. Revealing 5 encounters, allowing us exactly what we need to know about them. I'm gonna take that, yes. Cartographer. The Cartographer is definitely going to be a place that we want to go to, and a fair fight. Isn't that Merrick? Isn't that the thief from the marketplace? It might be. Okay, so the Old Maiden, I don't exactly know what I'm going to ask for. Should I just ask for gold, because I have a huge amount of food already? No amount of gold will satisfy a mortal, but if this is what you wish... Her ancient voice falters on the words, as if long unused. Oh, 30 gold. Very nice. Ah, no, that is actually the end of our quest. Okay, well, I'm actually not going to do that just yet, because we do need to go over to the Cartographer. There's also fallen treasure here. Don't know whether I really want to do that just yet. Alright, so we can either... Do we want to buy anything? Buy exotic lies? These nomads, you can't trust them. He passes you a fruit that is all by accounts a lemon, except that it is the size of a large melon. Coming into our land, stealing our arts. Oh, okay. Wow, there's a lot of food right there. Chester stares in a kind of wistful gloom at the exotic fruits for a while, before he finally decides on a price. Okay, so we can either pay 10 gold or, yeah, I think, or 30. Yes, we're going to decline. And we're just going to leave him to his thoughts. Kubarak's favor. You set up camp one night beside an old forgotten battlefield. It is a haunted place. Local legends say the field is strewn with the bones of 100 witches. Your supper is interrupted by the arrival of a strange, horned creature. Aha, so it's Kubarak again. Hello. Greetings, mortal. My time here is limited, but I wish to offer you my aid. The creature gives you a brief but entirely accurate summary of your adventures so far. I want you to succeed, he says. Gain a map of the area and lose 1 random blessing. That's unfortunately not something I need right now, so I'm going to just leave. I'm going to accept 14 gold from the cartographer because he's working on his map, and he needs information, and we have information. So there we go. Let's do that for 14 gold. All right, here's the final card that we haven't.
You realize this road leads you through paths you have traveled before. Yet there is something fresh here now.
Oswin's goblin uncle is perched on his usual log, his vast arsenal of bombs piled precariously behind him. "Welcome, Hubie," he says. "I've been expecting you." Hubie and the old goblin skip solemnly in a circle, clapping their hands and reciting the traditional goblin song of greeting. After several dizzying moments, you intervene, hoping to get to the meat of the meeting. Hubie wrings his hat nervously. "Mr. Bomb, sir, do you have a magic bomb to blast my horn out of an ogre?" The elderly goblin nods and draws back his cloak, revealing a glimmering new bomb tied to his belt. Dark smoke swells ominously behind the frosted glass of the container. With a flourish, he slips the bomb under one of 4 wooden bowls. Oh dear. Is this going to be a card encounter, a card gambit or something? From a nearby bush, he draws a twin-headed black snake, hissing and spitting, and slides it under another bowl. The remaining bowls are filled with small wrapped parcels. He takes a large war drum into his lap and begins grimly drumming out a steady beat. Hubie claps happily in time with the drumming. The rhythm thunders in your ears as you make your choice. That's not good. The old goblin's drumming rises to a crescendo as you lift the bowl. The twin-headed snake rears and attacks, sinking its fangs into your arm. Well, that's actually not a big deal to me. "Goodbye, dear one," the old goblin says, bowing deeply. He sits back down on the nearest tree stump and proceeds to pointedly ignore you. That is unfortunate, because that is the special Goblin Companion quest, and I know exactly which card it is now, which is a shame, because I wanted to do it earlier, but yeah. That's kind of unfortunate. Oh well, never mind. Okay, let's continue onward to the Fallen Treasure, and then to the final boss. Alright, healing spirits. I don't particularly need these healing spirits, so I'm actually just going to leave it. And we're going to go into the camp and cook some food. Gain some health for the upcoming battle. A woman in dark robes leans against the door of an old disused tavern. "You've done well to follow my clues, hero. I wasn't sure you had it in you." She laughs heartily, and the bone charms at her wrists and waist rattle together. "I've been well paid to end your adventures here and now. As you savor your final moments, know that the Fellowship of the Crippling Ibis sends its regards." Alright, so we got some skulls going on here. And shall we use our sacrificial blades? Sounds like a good idea, doesn't it? So let's do that. Morticia's Split Marrow, called by dark magic to terrorize the living from dusk until dawn. Use Bash to break through their gruesome armor. Right. Okay, so this is kind of tricky. This is actually much trickier than I imagined. And also, we probably should have gotten our holy grenade on, shouldn't we? The grenade would have been very, very useful right now. And yeah, that seems to be it. That was very, very close. And was not anticipating having so many undead to fight, but I was actually prepared for it. I could have used my purification grenade, and I forgot I had it. That's exactly what happens.
Fortunately, this is but the lesser game, and we can try again.
Alright, so let's just open a couple of cards here. Payment due. Alright. And for accepting the Thief Merrick's offer, we gain the Pickpocket card.
That will do for a beginning.
And there we have it. There's my stats. And we can replay it if we so desire. But that will be the end of this stream. And I thank you very much for watching. And I will see you next time.